He was once the face of innocence, the man who taught us that with great power comes great responsibility. But behind Tobey Maguire's calm smile and heroic image lies a darker truth. From underground poker scandals to explosive temper issues, this is the hidden story of Spider-Man's shocking double life. 1. The rise of Tobey Maguire, Hollywood's unexpected hero. Before the fame and controversy, Tobey Maguire was just a shy kid from California with big dreams. Growing up in a broken home, he struggled financially but refused to give up on acting. His persistence paid off in the late 1990s when he began landing serious roles in films like The Cider House Rules and Pleasantville. But everything changed in 2002 when he became Spider-Man. Tobey wasn't just another superhero actor, he was Peter Parker. His awkwardness, sincerity, and emotional depth made audiences fall in love instantly. He represented the perfect Hollywood fairy tale, the quiet underdog who rose to become a global superstar. Yet as fame consumed his life, the same humility that once defined him started to fade. Fame gave Tobey money, power, and influence. And slowly, it began to change him. 2. The secret world of Hollywood poker. Behind the cameras, Tobey discovered a new obsession: poker. Around 2005, he started playing in exclusive, high-stakes games hidden deep within Los Angeles. These weren't ordinary card nights. They were secret gatherings for billionaires, CEOs, and A-list actors. The games were run by Molly Bloom, a young woman who organized private poker nights for the elite. Players included Leonardo DiCaprio, Ben Affleck, and Matt Damon. But according to Molly, no one took the game as seriously or as aggressively as Tobey Maguire. He wasn't there for fun. He was there to win. And he was ruthless about it. Molly later revealed in her memoir, Molly's Game, that Tobey became one of the most dominant and feared players at the table. She described him as brilliant at poker, but emotionally cold, controlling, and shockingly mean. Tobey often humiliated others at the table, pressuring them with his money and ego. One infamous story revealed that Tobey once offered Molly a $1,000 poker chip, but only if she barked like a seal in front of everyone. She refused, but the moment exposed his cruel streak. This wasn't Spider-Man anymore. This was a man consumed by power. 3. The scandal breaks. In 2011, the poker tables that Tobey had once dominated suddenly became the center of a federal investigation. The U.S. government uncovered an illegal gambling ring involving several celebrities, professional athletes, and businessmen. Tobey Maguire was accused of winning over $300,000 from hedge fund managers who were later charged with running Ponzi schemes. Although Tobey wasn't accused of direct criminal activity, his involvement raised serious questions. Eventually, Tobey settled out of court, returning around $80,000 to avoid legal trouble. He claimed he didn't know the money came from illegal sources, but by then, the damage was done. The headlines were brutal. Spider-Man's web of lies, Tobey Maguire linked to poker scandal. The world's friendly neighborhood hero was now being painted as a greedy, manipulative card shark. Fans were shocked. Hollywood was silent. And Tobey? He quietly disappeared from the spotlight. 4. Molly Bloom's explosive revelations. Years later, when Molly Bloom's memoir, Molly's Game, hit the shelves, Tobey's image took another hit. Molly described him as the most difficult player she ever dealt with, a man who treated people with disrespect and demanded complete control. She claimed Tobey tried to push her out of her own games and even insisted she run them exclusively for him. When she refused, he allegedly retaliated by embarrassing her in front of others. One passage from her book described Tobey as a sore loser and a mean winner. Another recalled him berating players, mocking waitstaff, and using his Hollywood status to intimidate everyone at the table. When Aaron Sorkin adapted Molly's Game into a film in 2017, the unnamed Hollywood actor portrayed in the story was widely recognized as Tobey Maguire, a man once loved by millions, now infamous for arrogance and cruelty. 5. Anger issues and the Hollywood temper. The poker scandal wasn't the first time Tobey's temper came under scrutiny. Long before the poker tables, there were whispers around Hollywood about Tobey's anger issues and difficult behavior on set. Directors and co-stars noted that Tobey had an explosive temper and was often controlling about his scenes. During the filming of the Spider-Man trilogy, Tobey reportedly clashed with producers over creative direction and pay disputes. In one instance, during the shooting of Spider-Man 2, Tobey allegedly threatened to quit the franchise over a back injury, only to return when the studio considered replacing him with Jake Gyllenhaal. Some insiders claimed the injury may have been exaggerated as a power move. 6. The fall from grace. After the poker scandal and growing negative publicity, Tobey's career began to collapse. His once flourishing acting path slowed to a crawl. Casting directors grew hesitant to work with him. Hollywood, always eager for the next big star, quietly moved on. By 2013, Tobey had shifted his focus to producing films through his company, Material Pictures. While he had minor successes as a producer, his days as a leading man were over. He went from starring in blockbusters to living a quiet, private life away from fame. 7. The public reaction. The reaction from fans was divided. Some defended him, insisting that his poker scandal didn't erase his talent or achievements. Others saw it as proof that Tobey's good guy image was always an illusion. For many, the contrast was too hard to ignore. The actor who once symbolized honesty, humility, and responsibility was now linked to greed, arrogance, and emotional manipulation. 8. Life after the spotlight. After years of silence, Tobey slowly resurfaced, but not as a leading man. Instead, he appeared behind the camera, working on projects like Pawn Sacrifice and Babylon. Then came 2021, when Tobey shocked fans by returning as Spider-Man in No Way Home. It was a nostalgic moment, and audiences cheered to see him again. But this comeback wasn't just about fan service. It was a quiet attempt at redemption. 9. What we can learn from Tobey's story. Tobey Maguire's story isn't just about gambling or anger, it's about how fame distorts reality. He went from being an underdog symbolizing humility to a man obsessed with power and control. The Hollywood system rewards success, but it doesn't always teach how to handle it. Tobey's downfall shows how quickly admiration can turn into resentment when ego takes the wheel. It's also a reminder that behind the polished smiles and red carpets, even our heroes can have shadows. 10. Can Tobey truly redeem himself? So, can Tobey Maguire ever escape his dark reputation? Possibly. Time has softened the scandal, and his recent appearances suggest he's found peace and privacy. He's older, quieter, and seems focused on his family and craft. But the scars of the past don't fade easily. The stories from the poker tables and his temper tantrums remain part of his legacy. And perhaps that's what Tobey Maguire is doing now. Not trying to be Spider-Man again, but just trying to be human. Like, share and subscribe